So with 2024 coming to an end, there is one team that I wanted to talk about for the last time this year because I don't know when I'm going to talk about them again. Because this is a team that, and this is going to sound very disrespectful when I say this, but they don't deserve to be talked about. They're a team that really doesn't deserve our attention or our hype. And that, of course, is the Phoenix Suns. Now, this is a team that I've talked about a number of times this year because, I mean, let's just be real. They're my favorite team, but also they're a team that, I've been covering over the past couple of years. And while I talk about every team in the NBA, this is definitely a team that I like to talk about more because, again, they're my favorite team. So I watch every game and I know what's going on. And I hate to say it, but this team is the worst I think I've ever seen it. I'm just going to be real with you guys. It's the most disappointing. It's the most depressing. There's nothing good going on right now about this team. And again, they're a team that coming into 2025, I don't even really want to talk about. The only other time I might talk about them is the trade deadline, because trust me when I say if this team does nothing come trade deadline, oh my, you guys have no idea. But that's not for a couple months, so I want to talk about what's going on right now. Now, at the time recording this video, they're currently 15-16, but they're playing Memphis tonight, and Memphis has been really good this year, so I expect Memphis to win. But nevertheless, even if this team is able to win tonight, congratulations, you're 500. A team that was projected to be in the top 3 of the Western Conference is exactly 500. Congratulations, Phoenix, you broke all of our expectations. This is a team that had so much hype coming into the season, and funny enough, they started off great. I think they were 9-2 to start off. They were like the 1 or 2 seed at one point, but of course things had to start falling apart. Now, trust me when I say there are a lot of problems with this team, and I just want to talk about injuries for a sec, because I know when I talk about this team and I say, hey guys, they'll be good once they're healthy, which by the way never happens, I feel like I use that as an excuse for this team. But I'm at a point now where I'm like, wait a minute, you have 3 really good players, or 3 supposedly good players. Really, it's 2 and a guy that I consider the weak link. We'll talk about that later on. Now listen, I understand injuries, that shit happens, but the problem is when only one of your star players go down and you just start dropping games, and the games you're dropping aren't to top contenders or teams that you should be competing with. You are losing to teams you should not be losing to. You are losing to the Warriors, who coming into that game were like 3-12 in their last 15. You're losing to a Dallas team that doesn't have Luka. You're losing to the Pistons. And I knew this team was hitting rock bottom when they lost to the New Orleans Pelicans. The same Pelicans team, by the way, that has only won 5 games this year, so put that into context. And trust me, Phoenix, you are not the only team dealing with injuries. Teams like the Magic and the Grizzlies, they've dealt with injuries the entire season, yet those teams are still doing well. But like I said, injuries happen, and sometimes they're just unpredictable. But do you want to know what's not unpredictable? The way this team was set up and knowing what was going to happen. Because let's face it, we all knew what was going to happen with the offense. Even though Phoenix has had its problems this season, they've still had a statistically great offense. According to offensive rating, they're number 9 in the NBA right now. They're top 10 in field goal percentage. They're top 5 in 3-point percentage. Hell, they're even top 6 in free throw percentage. In most offensive metrics, they're in the top 10. Hell, some of them, they're even in the top 5. So of course that means the other side of the ball is bad, and their defense isn't just mediocre, because there are teams that can have like a top 10 offense and a mediocre defense and pass by. But the problem is the Phoenix Suns have a bottom 6 defense. I might seem like an old head for saying this, but defense wins championships. I don't care what anyone says. Defense is the most important side of the ball, and when you're ranked number 24th in defensive rating, I expect you to do bad. And I don't think I have to be a basketball analyst to tell you why their defense is bad. Literally, go on Google, look up Phoenix Suns roster, and tell me who their good defenders are. There are legitimately like 2 guys I can think of that are great defenders. One of them being Kevin Durant, which if Kevin Durant's your best defender, that's not good. I'm sorry, that's just not good. And the other guy is Ryan Dunn, a late 1st round pick that, to be honest, is exceeding expectations. Actually, now that I think about it, I would like to put Royce O'Neal in that mix, but I don't know if some people consider him above average. Regardless, he's not exactly a player that I'm gonna be dragging in this video, so shout out to you, Royce. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are trying to hit 25,000. Nope. I can't say that anymore. I cannot say that anymore. We were trying to hit 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you look at the channel, if you look at the screen, or whatever you want to look at, Twitter, Instagram, I don't give a shit. We hit 25,000 subscribers. I'm going to say a lot more about it at the end of this video. Like, I'm not going to lie. The last 4 to 5 minutes of this video are probably just going to be me yapping and talking about some shit. But regardless of that, we got to find a new goal for next year. It's either 50K or 100K. I don't know which one I'm going for. Listen, all I'm saying though is that going from 0 subscribers to 100,000 in 5 years, that doesn't sound like a bad story. In the words of Cody Rhodes, we got to finish the story this year, man. But you know, that's again a whole other conversation. So really quick, if you guys enjoy raw and filtered NBA content 3 times a week, then this is the perfect channel for you. Again, I would advise you stay till the end of the video. I have a lot of things I gotta say at the end of it. But with that being said, let's hop right back into the video. Let's face it, we're not dumb. You all knew I was going to talk about Jusuf Nurkic in this video. I'm not going to lie, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I wish Najee Marshall would have connected on that punch. Because with all due respect, what Jusuf Nurkic did in that scuffle was a pussy move. Now, when it comes to the basketball side of things, this man has been terrible the entire year, and I'm going to stand on that. But luckily for the Phoenix front office, I have heard that they are actively trying to trade this man. The problem is, I don't know who they can trade him for. I saw this one rumor where they wanted to get Nikola Vucevic, which I don't know is the worst move per se. I mean, from what I've heard, he's basically like the Chicago Bulls version of Jusuf Nurkic. But even if they wanted to, because of the money situation, I don't know if that could even happen. From what I've heard, I don't think Phoenix can take on a bigger contract than what the person they're trading has. I know there was a rumor that Phoenix could get Jimmy Butler, but I promise you that's not happening. In fairness, I don't think Jimmy Butler is getting traded at all, like anytime soon. The thing is, I would love to talk about possible upgrades this team could make during the trade deadline, but I don't even know who they can get. Again, their financial situation is so bad, I don't even know if they can get anyone to help out the team. Anyways, let's kind of jump out of that real quick, because there is another pressing issue we have to discuss. And that issue is that this team is a ticking time bomb. See, I made a video documentary about the Phoenix Suns like 7 months ago, and I talked about the team from like 1993, I believe it was, till current day. And there is a cycle that I would notice. There would be a time period where this team was good and they were actual contenders, but it would only last for a few years, and then like a couple years later they'd go back to being really bad. It happened in the 90s, it happened in the 2010s, and it is happening right now. I think Phoenix is at a point where if they don't do something drastic, then in like 2 to 3 years that Kevin Durant trade is going to be for nothing. I said this during the preseason, but this is one of Phoenix's last chances. We're at this point where I'm done of thinking of ways that this team can do better, and we're at a point where I'm running out of excuses. I would love to say, oh, but what about the injuries? Guys, if I haven't already made this clear by now, I don't care about the injuries. I get it, Booker's missed time. I get it, Beal's missed time, and Kevin Durant's missed time. But that is not an excuse when you have a big 3. Because the point of a big 3 is when one of them go down, you have the other 2 to step up. I mean, sure, I would love to play the what if scenario. What if my 9th grade talking stage didn't stop talking to me? Because maybe I'd have one of these, something that Phoenix cannot relate to. Because if it was up to me and we lived in a perfect world, then 3 things would happen before 2025 ends. Jusuf Nurkic would get traded, Bradley Beal would get traded, and James Jones would be fired. But the unfortunate reality is only like one of those things is going to happen. And if I'm a betting man, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Jusuf Nurkic getting traded. So yeah, we are leaving the Phoenix Suns in 2024. I don't know when I'm gonna talk about this team yet. Okay, so I had to change it to something comfortable because, you know, it's going to be a very relaxing next couple minutes as we talk about a couple things. So there's really only 3 things I want to talk about, but I'm kind of a yapper. I'm not going to lie to you. So really I want to talk about 2, you know, future things for the channel, and then I want to talk about, you know, hitting 25,000 subscribers and kind of the year that we've had. So number 1, when it comes to the future of the channel, again, 3 videos a week. That's the goal. That's what we've been trying to do this entire time. I do plan on bringing an editor to the channel this year, which I'm very excited for. He's supposed to start in January, so hopefully the quality of, you know, the videos do get better. He's only gonna be starting on at least 1 video per week right now, so, you know, he's just gonna give me a little bit of help. But hopefully as time goes on and the channel grows, I can bring him on full time. In a perfect world, I would have content going live every single day, whether it's a long form or a short form. Hopefully I'll be able to make that happen, but I do know starting off it's gonna be kind of tough. And I guess speaking of the future of the channel, number 2, I'm launching my membership program. I did this like 2 years ago, but the problem is I started at the wrong time and then I just went through a bunch of shit, so it was not, you know, perfect timing. However, I think starting 2025, that is the perfect time to do it. So basically what the membership program is going to be, it's going to be like $5 a month. I think that's the lowest you can make it, or one of the lowest you can make it. But anyways, it's like $5 a month for extra videos. I'm going to be talking about things that I don't really talk about on Spex Media. Like an example, I was never going to make a video about the D'Angelo Russell trade. So let's say the D'Angelo Russell trade happened on a Thursday. Well, on that Thursday, I would talk about the D'Angelo Russell trade, even though it would not be a Spex Media video. But for my membership people, they would get that video. Whether it's some small trades or just, you know, a specific game that I want to talk about that I can actually show you in full detail without any copyright problems. Also, I get to be a little bit more unfiltered than I usually am on, you know, the regular Spex Media side of things. Again, the membership does start, you know, beginning of 2025, and I will kind of talk about it a little bit more in depth, you know, in the middle of my videos when I tell people to subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff. But now let's talk about 2025, where it's gonna get a little bit more serious. It's why I had to change into my goddamn bear onesie, because it's been a very interesting year. Let's just say that. As you guys know, I would say during the summer, I made a switch to video essays. And at first, and you know, at first it was going great. I had, I think, my best month on YouTube in July, I believe it was. Like most views, most subscribers, most money, things were great. But also during July, there was something that you guys did not see. For about like 2 to 3 months, I want to say, I was in a, God damn, I haven't said this publicly. I was in an abusive relationship, and that's why the videos started to slow down. It was also why I kind of just wasn't uploading shit as well. I know that sounds like the same thing, but basically I would have so many video essay ideas, and you know, I would start writing them and producing them, and I just couldn't upload them. I couldn't even get to editing them. Whether it was I didn't have the energy because I was so fucking exhausted with everything, or I just didn't think the videos were good enough. Because again, you gotta remember, this YouTube shit is a mental thing and a physical thing. And the physical shit, I had it, kind of. I'll be honest, I'm lying. I didn't have the physical shit or the mental shit down. Like, I just wasn't confident in what I was making. And again, there were so many videos I made that I just ended up scrapping. And when they're not getting the views you think they deserve, it just doesn't balance out well. So when I got out of that relationship, I took a little bit of time to try to recover, which I couldn't fully fucking do because life doesn't stop. And I went back to making day-to-day, you know, regular NBA videos, which I gotta say has low-key saved my mental health. Because if I wasn't doing YouTube, I don't know where I'd be right now. Because this shit has been Mr. All-Reliable for the past 4 fucking years, and that's never going to change. This channel was started on the basis that I needed a distraction from, funny enough, my 9th grade talking stage. I know it's kind of a joke I've been talking about recently, but yeah, I started this channel as like kind of a distraction from that. And when shit always gets bad, you know, I go back to YouTube. And years later, when I'm going through something once again, all I had to do was start uploading on YouTube again, and I felt happy. I mean, the craziest part was like when I was doing those video essays, I was barely uploading, and I don't know why I didn't just think to do video essays while doing these kinds of videos. I mean, that NBA viewership video, that was a video essay, and it actually did pretty well. But from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate you guys. Like, y'all have no fucking idea how much y'all mean to me, man. Like, real talk. Like, I've seen a lot of these channels, you know, on the NBA side, and some of them are just, you know, video, and they don't talk to the, you know, their supporters. Like, you got people that you don't even know what they look like. You don't even know their first name. And, you know, for some people, it's a business. I understand that. And this is 100% a business. Like, don't get it twisted. But also, I do try to interact with y'all as much as I can. I try to be, you know, like where y'all can see the real side of me. It's why there have been times that I'm emotional on camera and I don't fucking mind it. Yeah, most people aren't okay with that, but I'm okay with y'all seeing the real me. Like when I had that breakdown 6 months ago on my second channel, it was like kind of a joke in my friend group. But the fact of the matter was that led to a breakthrough that led to, you know, my fucking best month on YouTube ever. You know, that mentality of I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna, you know, do all this and that. It actually worked. Unfortunately, I went back in my ways, and that's how I landed with arguably the worst fucking person I've ever known in my life. But she's gone, and as far as my concerns in 2025 is literally this channel. and saving myself. I got my own problems I gotta work on this year, you know, and those are demons that I will tackle. But I'll be honest, this channel is my fucking life. It's why I don't mind staying up till 4 in the morning when I have a shift in like 6 hours. I don't mind getting a little bit of sleep just to upload on this channel. And I mean, trust me when I say one day all of this will be worth it. But I also know that it takes a lot of grinding to get to that point. So I guess I say all of that to say thank you for still believing in me. Thank you for not giving up on me when it made sense to, and thank you for 25,000 subscribers. Because I think me hitting 25K just, it resembled the fucking revival that we've brought into this channel, because it was at a dead point for like 3 to 4 months. There was like barely any traction going on, but I came back and I said, we're having a revival. We're doing this shit right. And what do you know, when I start to come back, numbers go back up. I don't know. I told you I'd be yapping at this part in the video. I've been talking for 10 minutes in a section that may only be like 5 minutes. I don't know. But again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the year 2024. And we got so much shit to do this year, man. You know, honestly, fuck it. We're gonna hit 100K this year. Like, we have no choice but to do that. Like, I was originally going for 50K, but why not go for the fucking moon? Why not? What do I have to lose, y'all? What do I have to lose? Honestly, I wanted 20K last year. I got that shit. I wanted 25K to end this year. I got that shit. Why not? Why can't it be me? I told y'all when I came back, I made that video 2 months ago. I came back. I told y'all why I came back. I wanted to fuck up the game. I wanted to be the guy that revives this fucking community. And so far, we've made some progress. And that is exactly what we're going to do in 2025. So thank you. And I will see you guys next year. But next year, I mean, in probably like 2 days. Love y'all.